So Mel's brother decided to come out and defend his sister. There's nothing wrong with that. But I really feel like he should have put that somewhere else. Let's joke right quick.
Come on, Blazer.
It's the beef for me.
Wah, 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? So I was on YouTube and the internet and all of that, minding my business or whatever, and then I had saw that Mel's brother had a clap back for Funky Dineva. Listen, let me say this. Funky Dineva has been known for being controversial when it pertains to women. Funky Dineva has been disrespectful. He's been I guess accused of being colorist. Just some women feel like stay out of our business. It's a lot of things that he's been accused of doing, and some of them are true. I like Funky though. I feel like Funky is somebody that I could, watch. But see, I don't stand out over these people, so I know how to take whatever I like from it and then walk away, right? So apparently recently Funky came out and had a commentary on Mel. He said he hadn't been watching the show, The Love and Marriage Huntsville, because he said the fans would make it kind of toxic. And he's absolutely right with that. Because see, the millimeters, y'all really be going hard in the paint. And it's to the point where y'all be feeling like it be y'all. And it's not just the millimeters. I'm talking about all the stands. I mean, I just don't understand this whole stand culture that we have. Like, we got to stop taking on other people's stuff. But getting back to what I was saying, he was basically saying it was the fans that make him stop watching it because people really take this to heart. And it's draining. He said he's in this Facebook group, or this group for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and it's extremely draining. So he just decided to walk away from it all altogether. But he did say he was told to watch the reunion. He didn't really get it or get to see it all, but he said he kind of saw bits and pieces, and the pieces he saw, he's good with not watching it because of Mel's disposition. He said Mel got up there he said really a lot of what I said, that her disposition on that show was as if she's over it. She don't want to be there. She has this snooty attitude. She don't mess with nobody. If you don't mess with nobody, then why are you on the show? I get it, everybody, all her fans are gonna be like, nah, that don't make no sense. Mel is the show. And Carlos said he ain't gonna fire her. Ain't nobody saying fire her. I'm just saying, if you gonna have the attitude and not be friendly with the people on the show, you don't have no allies, what's the big deal? So anyway, in his rant, he goes in on Mel talking about, well, basically his viewpoint is he feels like Mel gets a kick and a rise out of Tisha and Marceau getting a divorce or something to that nature. He basically says that he feels that he can't deal with no bitch. He said basically he can't deal with no bitch that spends every waking moment in every hour or something. And I'm just paraphrasing y'all, but he can't deal with no bitch that's gonna basically go find pleasure into seeing somebody getting divorced. I said something very similar. I did. I said I feel like Mel, on my mama, I said I feel like Mel has lost her relationship, and because she knows that Marceau ain't shit, in which he ain't, she wants Tisha to suffer the same fate she has, which is to be divorced. I agree with him on that because I said the same thing. I don't know how people can't see that. Y'all sitting up here saying Mel not bothered, but Mel goes out of her way all the time to get people on this show to say that Marceau is cheating, and that's just that. And I know it's the culture of the whole show because even Maurice got thrown in there this time. But it just comes off different from Mel. I'm sorry, it just does. But in his rant saying, because ain't no bitch, I guess Mel's brother took offense to that and talking about men being in women's business and calling women bitches. And he said even though he knows he didn't call her one directly, he felt like indirectly was still just, a bit too much. Let me just say this, Mel's brother. I think you're a nice guy. I rooted for you when Martell was around there saying he want them churn coming around there, cause you was gay. Remember that? I just feel like, hey, if you want to check Funky, check him. I ain't got nothing to do with that. My thing is, where was this energy when Martell was dragging Mel's name through the internet streets? I need somebody to really help me out on that. Where was this energy when Martell was dragging Mel's reputation or attempting to, if you want to say that. But her reputation and her name through the internet streets, he was doing her a job. That to me is where I felt like you should have stepped up. First of all, I love how classy you was in, your clap back, if that's what you want to call it. But I really do feel like as a brother, that's when I would have stepped in. It wouldn't even got to Funky because I would have had to step up with Martell. With Martell saying the things he's saying, putting her out there on Front Street on the doggone show, on the reunion, talking about her being in hotels and all of this stuff, man. I just don't understand. And I get it. And this is for the milliliters, whatever the millimeters, millimeters, whatever y'all is. If y'all love y'all girl so much, can't y'all agree that he could have came out when Martell was doing what he was doing and saying what he was saying? Like, I'm just trying to be logical here. I don't know. And that's just me. I just feel like if I want my brother to stand up and go out there and put his neck out there, it's going to be for something. It's going to be when it matters. It's going to be when it counts. And that was when it counted. Because Funky giving his position on how he feel on a show that he watches, I mean, yes and no. It don't really matter, though. He's just a person in the audience like we all are. I mean, not to mention, as you will say in your rant, that it comes with the territory. Y'all got to stop attacking bloggers for giving their opinion. That's just that. If you can't stand, and I'm not saying Mel can't, because I've never seen Mel come, sideways or whatever. But even with the people around these people, if y'all can't stand people's opinion, y'all got to get y'all people off these shows, because people gonna have their opinions. And guess what? B words. Not saying that it's doggone okay, but the bitch word gonna be thrown around. That's just what it is. Now, do I think Funky should be calling her a bitch? No. Do I think he called her a bitch? No. He was speaking in general. He said, ain't no bitch, blah, 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 blah. Now, people can say that he inferred it or implied it or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. But that's between him and whatever he want to deal with, if he even want to respond. But let y'all listen to his commentary, to Mel's brother's commentary, and y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.
As a public figure, and she's big enough to handle her own situation. But for me, the way I feel right now is like she's kind of out there by herself, and she doesn't have any support except the great support that she has from, I call them, you guys, the millimeters. Everybody else say millimeters. But she has great support and love from you all. But as far as like, feel like a family member, in her corner to, have more support, I don't see it there. And a lot of times we don't get involved because we know a lot of that stuff comes with the territory. What's going on, Southern Butterfly? Um, so, but I just feel like the need for me, it had to be addressed. A couple of things had to be addressed. I thought about addressing something, especially when it comes to guys. Women, ladies, y'all can go back and forth with her and all that. I'm fine with that. But when it comes to men attacking, that's a whole different story for me. And I let some stuff go back a couple of months ago with a guy that kept on running his mouth saying stuff about her. And, and I started to get on and say some stuff then, but I was like, no, just let it go. Let it go. Let the girls go do what they do. So, I just kept quiet. I sure will, Gina. Thank you, Tanya. I'll let him know. A couple of things, pretty that bothered me. And I appreciate, after I heard Monkey Dine comments, I went back and listened to some other people comments, and I've been chit chat with QT was killing. Queen Sheba always. Now I listen to, like I said, I get a couple of people on my Instagram page that send me some bloggers comments, and I listen to them, and I think a lot of times we get some good information from them, and they have very good perspectives. But I think when you're a blogger and you just one-sided, I feel it's not right. And another thing is, if you one-sided against my sister, then of course I'm not gonna like that, but I don't deal with it. I just let it go. So just to let y'all know, I'm not a blogger. What else I need to put? Everything I say is alleged. Everything I do is alleged. What else they be saying about all that stuff? Whatever. I'm just a person talking. So I just want to address a couple of things. So old boy made a comment. Let me go back to my original page. Made a comment about I found myself being myself having negative emotions and feelings, my mood being altered over people that I don't know, and off of a piece of programming on television. I feel the same way when it comes to bloggers. I found myself, or I'll say a blogger, I found myself becoming emotionally drained and feeling my mood being altered over some comments that you made, about my sister. And so I guess it's the same way you feel about the things that have taken place because of the way the fans react to the show. And so you decide you're not going to watch. And obviously you haven't been watching because just about everything you said was not true. You understand you got too close to the situation. So you kind of know how I feel. I'm real close to the situation too. So it is a different feeling when you are really close to the situation. I'm close to the situation because it's my sister. You're close to the situation now, obviously, because of some unknown factor. And some people will say they know what the factor is, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the factor is. You made a comment. You said you gotten too close to the situation. You said, A, like those people. No, you said the fans get too close to the situation because A, like they know these people. B, like they were there. Then you said C. Well, actually, you said 3, but you meant to say C. You said 3, like y'all produced the show. So, obviously, you've been getting some information from somewhere. So you've been getting some cake or some hot dogs from somewhere for you to know what's really going on. Because, I listen to a lot of comments that people make, and I agree. A lot of them don't know what's going on. And a lot of the comments are incorrect. It's close, but it's not quite there. And so, you making a comment about people talking about what they don't know because they were not there. They don't produce the show. So obviously that lets me know that you're somewhere, get some information, some inside information. And so one thing that struck me was a few months, about 2 years ago, you were making some comments about Melody that were like very harsh. When I first heard of you, I'd never heard of you before. And you were making some very harsh comments. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to say something. But after I ended up on the show, I did notice that your comments changed about Melody. For whatever reason, she became a person that you liked. And then you start getting on those other people, addressing their situation and pointing out their flaws, which were true. But now all of a sudden, because you're getting cake, you're eating cakes and hot dog from this table over here, now you want to come back around and everything you can say is negative about Melody. So I don't know. It's like double-minded, unstable, just crazy to me because your perspective of a person should not change so drastically. Like for the show, for me, I'll just put it up there. Marcel. I like Marcel from day one. I didn't know him from watching the show. I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. I like Marcel. I don't have a problem with Marcel at all. My feelings, and even though what I see on the show has taken place, my feelings haven't really changed. I just put in my mind that it's TV and try not to get into it. We don't have no relationship. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a relationship with him, but he's been the same since I've been watching the show to me. And I mean, he's a likable person on the show. So I don't understand how, if you are a blogger and because Melody hasn't changed, she's doing the same thing that she's changed a little bit because she's not fooling with people that mean her no good. But other than that, so I don't see how you can go from, I don't like this woman, which you don't know, or you didn't know then all of a sudden you start liking her, you're making positive comments about her, then now you're making negative comments. I mean, which is crazy. I mean, but for me, just check the source. Problem I had, I think, most with everything that I heard from the comments were the continuous use of the word bitch. And I know what a person would say in your position. I never called Melody a bitch, but you inferred bitch. Now we know bitch can be used as a term of endearment for some people. Like Trina say she the baddest bitch, which is, hey, she bad. So, if you were saying Melody is a bad bitch, then it's kind of okay, but it's really not. But, I can get with that a little bit. But when you start saying stuff like, a bitch is beefing with my cousin and let that bitch say anything beyond hello to me, I'm not sitting up here having no conversation with this bitch. That's negative to me. That's been a very distasteful, honorary, like hateful way of using the word bitch. And you use it a couple of times too many, which I didn't like. And obviously a whole lot of other people didn't like. Because my thing is this, you won't want nobody calling your mammy a bitch or saying or inferring that bitch had a bitch. I mean, it just wouldn't be right. So I think you ought to think about what you say and how you say it. If you're going to be a blogger to me, you should have some balance. And somebody said a journalist, no damn journalist, because a journalist is unbiased. They report information, they tell information, they report facts. You report an opinion. So to me, you are whatever you call it, whatever you are. But just make sure you have your information right. So obviously you get information from the other people because you saying you didn't watch the show the last 2 seasons, but now you're gonna watch it. I guess you're gonna start watching it now because you went down to Huntsville and had some kind of potatoes, um, double baked potatoes that were brought to the house where you were or something for the Juneteenth weekend. So now everything is good. I'm in this corner, and everything I'm going to say is about this person is going to be negative. But you can say anything you want about Melody because she's strong enough to handle her own. Now I do know that she's strong enough to handle her own. Say whatever you want, but watch the bitch word. I don't like the bitch tone because first of all, you don't want nobody calling you no names that you know are derogatory. Because I don't. I don't even want you to infer a name on me as derogatory because I'm not going to like it. You're not going to like it. So pretty much. Oh, one other thing that bothered me when it came out about a naked picture in Marceau's phone, and the camera hit Melody's face. Now, one of the bloggers, I don't know if it was Queen Sheba or Chit Chat with QT, made the comment, you don't know if the production grabbed that smile from another situation and put it there. You don't know. So you made a comment. She's laughing and she's glad to hear that a person's marriage is possibly going to be destroyed. She can't destroy nobody's marriage, first of all. And I took from when I saw her face on that was feeling like she was being vindicated because all this time some person has been saying they don't know nothing about cheating. I ain't never seen nothing. You a lie because you obviously been knowing about it for over 11 years or 14, however many years you said. And then you said, somebody said it was a heart on there. I don't even know if they had hearts and all that lights back then, 11 years ago with the phones. So, I mean, a lie don't care who tell it, it just wants to be told. And if you're going to do something, tell the truth. And I can verify. I haven't caught her yet lying. And I'm not saying that because Melody is my sister, but one thing about, I just say us, we ain't going to lie because we don't know how. If we lie, we're going to get caught. I will get caught, so I don't even know how to lie. I don't even try. And she's not going to lie. She's going to be straight up. It is what it is. Like, if you know something about me, what? I'm not going to die from it because I've come to the knowledge of knowing one person's shit don't smell no worse than the other person's shit. So whatever you got on me, it couldn't be no worse than what the next person or yours. So I don't think she's gloating and happy about or hoping that someone's marriage ends, or that they're having problems because she's not that type of person, because she really could care less. If you knew her movements, you will know that she don't really care. She don't get into that. So you obviously don't know her, and I can guarantee you never will because she won't. Oh, I'm gonna start cussing. She don't F with people like you, and she won't. It'll be high and by. Like you said, Kiki would do if your cousin was beefing with somebody, it might be a hello and a bye. That's how it'll be with you for the rest of your life. It'll be a hello and a goodbye. Trust me. So that's all I just want to say. Just remember that she does have some people in her family that's on her side. We just don't say nothing because we try to stay out of this because it is public, bigger type stuff. It's a show. But when you start making some of these bad comments, like, hey, that stuff bothers me. And it bothers her family as well. So, I got a whole lot more I could say, but I think I'm through. How about that? Yeah, and then I see a comment that says, so glad someone is coming out and protecting Mel. Yeah, I mean, she has protection. First of all, she's protected by angels. And if you look at Melody, and I'm not saying this because she's my sister, it's just the real deal. somebody made a comment, one of the bloggers, Queen Sheba or QT or the other one. It's one more that I really like as well that has some sense when they talk and they can communicate it real clear. They brought up the fact that Carlos said that he saw something in her. That's basically why he, wanted to do the show. Not because she's my sister, but yeah, it is something special about her. It just is. And if you don't like it, it's just you just don't like it because it has to be because of hate, jealousy, or something. But some people just have that it, and she just got it. So I mean, hell, you can't take it away from her. It just is what it is. So if you don't like that movement, you don't like what it is. That's just you. But she can't. That's something that she can't change. Not when God gave it to her. He put it in her. So I mean, haters gonna hate. And then another comment that was made, which is crazy to me. I just thought about that. He don't get along with nobody on the show. Hell, why would you get along with somebody on the show or people on the show that's constantly got something negative to say about you? And then another one, they ain't doing nothing. I mean, really, she don't have time for that. So is it that she ain't getting along with them or they not getting along with her? So you don't really know all the parts. You may know a piece, but then you got to remember everybody got a side. So it's male side, their side, and the truth. So then you have to determine what you're going to believe is truth. And if you believe that is truth, that's your perspective. That's your reality. That's your reality. But that doesn't mean that's how it is. So if you're going to get that side of the story because you're being paid or whatever it is, that does not make what you say facts.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.